If you are someone running a SaaS brand, trying to run some Google Ads, this is the video for you. We're going to particularly focus on a search campaign within Google Ads and how to actually practically go about that. And I run a paid media agency. It's called Snowball Creations. I have been doing this for 8+ years. I have literally set up probably 500 plus search campaigns in my life at this point. I've done it for countless different SaaS brands. SaaS is my favorite place to work in. It's actually pretty much the only one that we work within now within my agency. So let's switch over to the screen share. So let's dig into this search campaign. For this particular one, it's going to be very quick and punchy, but I'm going to get into all the really important bits that actually genuinely matter when you're creating a search campaign. I'm going to use Join It, which is a really lovely company. They do community membership software. So if you want to take payments from your membership for a local football club or some kind of other community, like arts community, anything like that, or digital membership cards, they have a CRM for you, all these lovely features. And so they're a really nice company run by my friends. So we're going to use them as an example. We're going to go to Google Ads because you need Google Ads to run a search campaign. So go to ads.google.com and get that set up. Obviously get conversion tracking, all that good things going, but we're talking about search today. So I'm going to create a campaign without guidance because I don't care what Google wants or thinks. I'm going to go with search. There's lots of other nice types of campaigns, but we're focused on search today. I'm just going to accept all of the goals because you don't need to worry about it too much. Again, I don't really care what they want me to do here. Join it, example, campaign. Continue. Start new. So bidding, they're going to try and ask you to do maximize conversions straight away. I'm going to go maximize clicks. And I don't care about maximum cost per click. I think starting with maximize clicks when you don't yet have conversion data still is the best, most effective path to getting an account going. If you go straight to maximize conversions, we find that Google still kind of gets confused and just ends up almost stuttering down to death because it doesn't know. If you say maximize conversions, but it has no conversions, it's like, well, what conversions? It has no idea what you're talking about when you say conversions. So we start with clicks and then we move it over to maximize conversions roughly when you've had 30 to 40 conversions in a 30-day period. Don't worry about the customer acquisition stuff. Turn off search partners and turn off the display. These are basically both crap. Pretty rare moments that I might use them. If you're really trying to max Google out, you might, but almost never that one because we just make a separate display campaign. The search partners, again, almost never, but sometimes maybe if we've just got like a lot of volume we need to be getting out. Let's just say this particular company only wants to do the UK and maybe the US as well. So this is something you need to check. So presence or interest, people regularly in or who've shown interest in your included location. So no, you just want people who are in your location. So if I'm trying to sell to people in the UK, I don't want people interested in the UK. I want people in UK. So not someone who's in India, for example, but who's really interested in London or something. That's not very helpful to me. Languages, again, slightly depends on whether you're trying to target lots of people or if there's some kind of an issue there, but generally you could just do all languages. No, this is not any kind of EU thing. Click the more settings. Always click more settings because there's always stuff hidden inside here. I actually do not optimize because I want to optimize it myself. Although you would notice that it says over here that when you do smart bidding, which is maximize conversions, for example, it will actually then still optimize. So Google ignores you most of the time and finds ways to get around what you actually want to do. And then that's all good. We're going to go AI Max. So this is a nice fancy new thing they're doing. Again, I think it's generally good if you're doing larger scaled things. But for now, no, I don't want this. So I'm going to try and not accept that. I don't want help creating my ads. I'm going to just put, let's put his website in for that. So keywords, you want to go for super tight exact match keywords if you've got small budgets, almost always at the beginning. So just think of what is the most obvious thing someone might search when Googling to try and solve the problem that you solve. So in this case, community management software. That's a pretty obvious one. And then we'll go down to the ad. Let's just stick join its website in here. So this is just one ad group, which we're going to just make quickly now. So it's community management software. So use the display path to try to make people feel they're on the right path. So community management could come in here. Maybe comm management software, community management. I think is probably the thing I'm going to go with. And then we're not going to be doing anything to do with calls. So headlines. So you want to try and come up with different types of benefits. That generally what we'll do is have the first three headlines be connected to the keyword. So community management software. This is obviously quite long already, so it's hard to get much variety in this, to be honest. Management software communities. No, community software for management. This is actually not very good copy. I'm going to just write that though. It's actually very difficult to make community management software be anything other than that. But let's just say I've come up with three good headlines there. Pinned position one, pinned position one, and pinned position one. So I'm going to keep this keyword specific headline in one, and then I'm going to go into headline two. This is going to be lots of benefits. Sometimes it does give you some good suggestions, but generally you could also try with ChatGPT and other things. But we want to just come up with benefits. So a really good, easy way to start thinking about this is software that just works. They're all about simplicity. That's a big thing. They have no credit card required. That's a nice benefit. No setup costs. Trusted by 4,000 organizations. Trusted by etc. And then I would go all the way through to all of these and fill all of them out. I'm going to just quickly stick a couple of these in here for the sake of making this filled out. I would generally use all the headlines, although I wouldn't force it by putting anything bad in here. But then what I'm going to then have is, let's just say I'm going to have two themes. So no credit card required. I think that's quite interesting. And then maybe trusted by 4,000 organizations. So I'm going to say credit card. Well, let's say I think I know that they offer a free trial. Free trial offered, unlimited free trial. I'm going to put this down here. And free trial available. So this is three ways I'm saying the idea of the free trial message, and I'm going to pin that into position two. You're going to see why I'm doing this in a second. And we'll leave it at that. The description is a longer version. It does actually do quite a good job with these sometimes. So trusted by 4,000 organizations worldwide, there's a better way to manage your members. That's actually pretty nice. Ultimately, it's an additional section. So if we're bringing communities, let's just keep those two. And then let's go to the top. So this is where you can see the preview of the ad. So you can see management software community has come from the second one. Free trial available is being forcibly put into the second position. And that's normally all they'll see. And then the descriptions of that the second section. And then you can see there is a contact us thing here as well. Add images. I'm not going to go into that, but basically you come into here, you can add images to this ad and then it will show them alongside it. It might be quick actually just to quickly show you. I'm going to just stick this guy in here just to give you an example. Select one ratio, save. So now if you see, this is how the image can show up within the ad. So it makes it a little bit more visual. It doesn't show up that often, but when it does, it's great. So in this is my account, obviously, so it's saying Snowball Creations, but you'd put in the company's name. So join it, definitely do that. The business logo, so you put your logo in here. Sitelinks, so this is other ways to get them into your website. The main thing, obviously, is to get them through the buying journey. So sometimes people put things like blog, and ultimately a blog is moving away from the buying journey. You want to get them down the funnel. So I wouldn't put the blog. What I might do is free trial available and it takes them straight to the form, or pricing sometimes is good, or other things like that, which might be things they're going to want to know before they go ahead and buy. But either way, you're trying to move them down the buying funnel and getting people to click on it more. As you add site links, it will make your ad even bigger and it makes it more likely for people to click on you. So definitely add site links. Callouts are like mini little buzzwords that you're going to add. So you can see I'm obviously using my account right now. So it's got Google paid ads, LinkedIn paid ads, etc. But there's so many others that you could be using. So in this case, they're like buzzwords, if you can imagine, similar to your headlines, but they're going to come down in the bottom of the ad. I'm not going to bother adding those because it might take more time in this video. There is other nice things you can do, but I'm not going to go into those now. So let's just save that for the minute. Budget. It's always going to just say these random massive numbers. Let's just say you've got 2,500 per month you want to spend. Divide that by 30 as your daily budget. So then that would be £83 per day. Maybe that's massive. It's up to you. I'm gonna actually just put this as a pound just in case I forget and start publishing and pumping money into this random one. Of course, I have to do authentication. Great. And so this is the review. So this is where it's just checking some things with you. Some of the stuff that it might point out as issues is worth to note. So it's saying we've not got many keywords. I wouldn't worry about that because it's easier to add keywords afterwards and creating an ad, etc. But it did talk about site links. Obviously, I skipped over that, but that's a good thing to do. So some of these recommendations are helpful to notice just for an excuse to kind of remember some of the things you should have done. Some of them, though, ignore, like using using optimized ad rotation is something I don't recommend, generally speaking, not in all cases, but in your case, probably. But yeah, so now I hit publish campaign. So don't worry too much. This is going to suddenly publish things, but you can just pause it straight away. So now if we go to campaigns, so if we hit pause, straight away just pause it. So then now nothing is happening, so you don't need to worry about it. So now if we go to in here and settings, firstly, we now have this search campaign, but we're not finished yet. I'm going to show you a few more things. So first you want to just check everything's working. So this gives you all the details. You want to make sure these are both turned off because sometimes Google will turn them back on somehow. You can see you've got the right bidding strategy and all the other good stuff. All of this is fine. So that's all great. So now let's go inside it. So we have, it shows no ad groups. So we're going to create, if we go to, let's just check. I thought we made a, no, it says no keywords. So it didn't save the other one before. So now we can create our first ad group. So we're going to make each ad group based on the intention of what the user has written. So community management software. That's the most obvious one we're going to start with. We don't need to do this. We're going to just do one single keyword to keep it super, super simple for you because this is your first ever search campaign. You want to keep it super simple and high intention. So like this, one keyword, that's all it is. Exact match, that's what that square brackets is. It tells you this below: broad match, keyword, phrase match, and exact match. Save and continue. And then of course it's not saved the ad that I did earlier. I'm going to skim through this just because I can't be bothered to show this twice, but you got the idea before, hopefully. I'm going to put a bunch of dummy stuff in here. I'm going to do a smaller ad just for the sake of it. I'm going to show you the principle of what the main idea is for how we structure our responsive search ads, which is what matters for you. So you're going to have two responsive search ads. The first responsive search ad is going to be one theme that's overarching. So in this case, we might say free trial available, and unlimited free trial. And then let's just stick some easier other stuff in here for the sake of making an ad. And let's just use their auto ones here. Fine. So again, we're going to use the pinning. So pinning in position 1 for this. I would normally put a couple other variations. In this case, maybe I wouldn't because it is really difficult to have an ad with more variations than this. And then we would show in only position 2, which is after this dash. You see how it now has currently showed some rollout to your members, but in a second as it reloads, now it's only showing that free trial message. because I'm only letting Google use one of these three headlines within that second position. So see now it says free trial available, which is what I've got here. And now it says unlimited free trial, but it will never show these three in that second position unless otherwise possible. So this is one ad, and we're basically testing this idea that we think free trials might be a really powerful message to get people to click through and go to your business. Obviously, you should do the images, you should do the brand name, business name, site links, call outs, as we discussed, but I'm just going to skip past all of that. So now we have an ad group, and if we click into it, we've got a keyword. So now if we go into this particular ad group, we can go to ads, and you can see that ad that I've just created. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this ad by clicking it and then pressing Command C, and then I can press Command V, and it's going to paste. Ooh, pause new after paste. It loves the bug. Copy, paste. You don't even need to worry about it. If that already exists in destination, create duplicate, check that so that it creates a duplicate for you. Wait for an eternity as Google fucks about. You would think these guys are rich enough to be able to afford some better quality servers, but apparently not. So cool. Now you've got two ads. Obviously, they're duplicates at the moment. So what we're then going to do is click into one of them, and we're going to come up with a different theme for this ad. So maybe we've got free trial, which is obviously a strong one. The other one they have is tons of kind of trust-based things. So trust is quite a nice one to test. So 4,000 trusted by 4,000 organizations. I think that's a nice one. Perfectly 30 characters. Maybe they've got lots of reviews. I'm just going to guess that they have tons of reviews. Obviously, I would check this. 50,000 plus reviews, and maybe 4.9 Trustpilot review or something. So then you have this other type of ad, which obviously, as you can see, is showing this alternative message focused on the idea that they are trusted by lots of people. And so they're a great business to work with because you know you're in good hands. So these are these two different ads now that we have available. I'm going to hit save ad. And so now you've got these two ads, you're going to run them both, and you're going to let Google send the traffic evenly between them for a while. And then as the data comes in, you're going to look at all of this, and then you're going to decide which is the winner, because one of them will do much better than the other. You kill the loser, you keep the winner. That's one of the great things about Google ads and paid advertising generally, is you get to do lots of A/B testing. And so great, this is actually the simplest version of a search campaign that you could literally go live with right now and it would work. It would be super, super specific. But let's go 1 inch further before we finish. I'm going to copy the ad group and then I'm going to press paste. So I did Command C and then Command V. And then I'm going to press paste. So this is just pasting the entire ad group, including the keyword and also the ads. Because ultimately what we want to do is try a few different keywords, but for each of these intentions of the searches, we want to come up with the right ad for those searches. So in the case of while Google's doing this, something that could be interesting could be maybe focusing on a niche, maybe another type of search like membership database software or membership CRM software maybe. I'm going to go with digital membership cards. Let's just make up a story that this is their big hero feature. They sell so many companies into or communities into their software because they do digital membership cards for their communities. So we've got two now. So I'm going to rename this as digital membership cards. And now within this, we're going to go to, come on, there we go. Let's change the keyword, digital membership cards software. Exact match again. So this is an alternative one, just to point out this is actually low search volume, so it wouldn't run. So you have to try and find keywords which are not low search volume, otherwise it will literally not run. So that's something that's important to notice. Digital membership cards. Let's just say we could just do digital membership cards. This is quite a broad one, but we'll still try it out. Let's just say we're gonna. And then you've got two ads here. So obviously community management software doesn't make so much sense. So let's just say digital membership cards software, that's too much. Tool, there you go, that fits. So that's quite a nice ad. Maybe you'd come up with two or three others, which would be different variations of that to test. So let's just move this down. I'm not going to bother, but you could have, say, three others pinned into position one that are slight variations of this, and then you've got the others below in the same way. So you might keep the same theme. Maybe you do a different theme. It's nice to have a similar theme, though, through the entire search campaign, because then you can kind of look across the entire account or campaign, sorry, to understand which of those themes was better. But let's just leave it as that for now to keep things simple. And then we'll have to go to the same other one. That was tool, sorry, wasn't it? And what I should have also done was membership cards tool. So I would also change it here because it's another way that you can make this a more personalized ad and fit in. See, now it says membership cards tool, kind of reassures them that this is the place that they're looking to get to what they want. And there we have it. So you've now got two ads which are tailored, obviously very bluntly. You can do that much better. But you've got two different ads running for two different ad groups. And if we go back up to campaign level, you've now got your search campaign in place. You've got two different ad groups in place, each of them with customized ads to that particular keyword, which they're each running on, so that when someone shows up for searches related to digital membership cards, you're going to show them an ad which is relevant to them. And the same for digital membership software, or sorry, community management software, or whatever else you're going to run. And so, yeah, this is really it. This is your search campaign. We've got it set up. We've got maximize clicks in place. We've got all the annoying bad stuff switched off, which is going to waste your budget. We've got exact match keywords in place. We've got a few ad groups. I would honestly not do more than, say, 5 to 10 ad groups at the beginning. Try and be very focused with your investment, especially if you've got small budgets, because Google Ads is not a cheap platform. It's the best. It's arguably the best anyway, but it is not cheap. So you're going to get through clicks pretty easily. And so try to do not too much testing, because otherwise it will spread your budget too thinly. The next video I'm going to do is about how you optimize all of this stuff to make it work better. So I'm going to stop this video here, but please do subscribe to the channel and you're going to find ways to optimize a search campaign for your SaaS brand. I'm going to be making a lot more of these videos in the years to come and help you to master paid advertising.